It's your personality, EA. It's your tour guide, EA. It's whatever you want to call me, but call me EA. Let's roll. Are you kidding me?
Analyze this. Rooftop. Came to celebrate. It's a victory. The great Miss Beautiful Karimah Pledgure. I'm so excited to sit down with you, to finally meet you. I was getting services, and I was reading the article, and I didn't even know that it was you. Like, it was just like crazy. It blew my mind. So, like, tell my fans a little bit about you. Like, who are you? Like, where you come from?
I am Karimah, born and raised Portland, Oregon.
You are born and raised.
Born and raised.
Okay. That name just stuck out when when it came across my desk, Pledgure. I just thought, like, are you French, or are you married to a Frenchman? Is that
yes. So my full last name is Guillaume Pledgure. So
ooh.
I'm French, and my husband was French. So,
wow. So did you change your name? Is that
I hyphenated it.
Okay.
It sounded good. Yeah, I started off as a cosmetology student. Went and worked in a salon, and then right after that, we don't have no health insurance in our profession.
Right.
So,
you're private contractors.
Yes.
Yeah.
So needed health insurance and started as an office assistant at the county. In parole and probation.
Okay.
And then worked my way up to a records technician. And then after that, worked my way up to a corrections technician, where I ended
correction technician. Okay. Tell us a little bit about the correction technician.
A corrections technician is basically an assistant to a parole officer. So we do everything a parole officer does in my unit, except for arrest, give directives, go out and do home visits. But other than that, we do all of the paperwork for the POs. We meet with clients. We give them services, hook them up with the right people. So yeah.
you pretty much do all the work. You do all the legwork.
Yes.
Okay. So what happened? Like, how'd that journey end?
It ended abruptly.
Abruptly.
I felt.
That's what the article. That's what got us here. I read the article. I was like, wow. The article kind of like it was speaking for you, as if they had interviewed you. But have you been interviewed about this situation at all?
Nope, I've not been interviewed by any newspaper, any media, anything like that. So I haven't spoken at all about.
Well, tell us
issue.
the story. Tell us about the journey.
It's been a journey. So several years ago, I'd say about 2 years ago, some coworkers and I noticed this Blue Lives Matter flag in one of our probation officers' offices, and we were all kind of taken back by it, especially at the climate of our nation. And so we went to management. We asked them some questions. They weren't privy to anything. They had no clue about how to deal with it. And so we took it up a notch. We went to upper management. They had no clue how to deal with it. We took it to our director. They had no clue how to deal with it. And shortly after, it was an issue in the sheriff's department. And Sheriff Reese, they noticed it. Sheriff Reese said, this is a detriment to the community that we serve. So we need to take it down and figure out other avenues, basically to get around this issue. And
what is Blue Lives Matter?
Blue Lives Matter, to me, is basically a direct attack against Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
And the thing about it is, to be a police officer, to work in parole and probation, to work in law enforcement, it's a chosen profession. So it doesn't matter what color you are, but it's a chosen profession.
It should be.
But being Black is not a chosen anything.
Absolutely.
We are just born this way.
Absolutely.
And so it's not to say that our lives matter more than anybody else's lives. It's to say we matter as well.
Absolutely.
And so it was just kind of shocking to see this emblem in this office where people come in and want services and are trying to change their life or trying to be rehabilitated, and you have this big emblem of, I'm really not anything to you. So how do I open up, and how do I trust you, and how do I trust that, we're going to have this relationship, this building relationship.
So that's upper management.
This is like ground level. This is parole officer. But then when you come in, but we're the people who deal directly with our clients.
Right. Ooh,
so
that's sticky.
It was just, for me, it was heartbreaking to walk in it every day. But then also to sit and think about, if I was a client and I'm looking at my probation officer who is supposed to help me,
right,
and I just see this big flag sitting behind them, like, what does that do to me?
Yeah. I mean, I would think automatically you're with them and not me.
Right.
You're against me. You know what I'm saying? Totally.
And so when we looked at that, that was our main concern, was how is the client going to feel? how do they feel about that? But in the eyes of management, it was all of Karimah doesn't like this, so it's really not worth our time.
So they attacked you after you took a stand.
So after I took a stand, there were several of us who took a stand, and we were on several diversity equity committees. We brought it up everywhere we went. We talked to the chair about it. No one really knew how to navigate it because they didn't really know if it was political or not. And we can't have political things anyway. So then that was a whole different can of worms. And so when we sat down and we demanded change, they didn't hear us.
Demanded change.
Demanded change.
Cheers.
They didn't hear us. They looked at us and they looked at me as if this is a Karimah issue. This is a Karimah and another person, another individual's issue. This is not
another black person.
Another the other PO's issue. And I was like, it's not even anything to do with that PO.
Right.
It's about the culture of our department. It's about the systems that are against us in every way, shape, or form. Like how we need to break that because we can't do our job. We can't do what we're supposed to do.
Nobody's gonna believe in you. Nobody's gonna trust you
at all.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Our people have to be handled a special way. I'm an addiction counselor. I actually work with traumatized youth in our culture, and man, they say the same thing. And so it was kind of funny. Like we were talking off camera, and I was bringing up, I've been in the system, and it's, I understand how the system works from a correction, like being an offender standpoint. Right. But just to hear some of the things that we was discussing from you being a part of the system standpoint, like it's not even for you. Like, how do you promote even working in the system when it's not even helping us?
Now I feel like we are at a point where we know that there needs to be a change. Everybody knows that there needs to be a change. We don't know how to get to that change, but we know that there needs to be a change.
We don't know how to get to that change.
And so we need to figure out how do we change this system. And it has to start from the ground up. It has to start from within. This has been here for centuries.
Man,
for
real.
It didn't start with us.
Absolutely.
And so right at the climate that we're in, I mean, it is detrimental to us who work there because we're seen as, yes, we're black, but you're also in law enforcement. So where do you really stand?
Right. That's the question.
Right.
Like where do you stand? Like when really stand? Before sitting down with you, I thought that all people stood with them. Like on the side of law enforcement. You have to have a certain mentality to work there. But after listening, really you have a heart. Like you want our people to succeed. And it's just disheartening to know that system is designed, even for, I knew walking in as an offender, it wasn't designed to help me. Right. But even for you as a, person that's working there, it wasn't designed for you to help make changes. Right. It wasn't designed for us to help us. And it also wasn't designed for us to help you. Right.
So it's a double-edged sword.
Wow.
So we're fighting that.
Wow.
But my favorite probation officers, my favorite law enforcement officers are those who are real. They're like, look, I know the struggle.
Like you.
Like I know, I've been here, I've done that, I've seen this. Like, let's work together.
So you got to the point where you couldn't work together anymore. You took it to a judge and jury. So how'd that work out for you?
It worked, to say the least.
It did work for you.
It worked. So it's a gift and a curse. I feel like it was a curse because I had to go through that struggle,
the trauma. Yeah.
Like when it comes to mental health and black people, we don't talk about it.
Preach.
Mental health and law enforcement, that's definitely not talked about.
Hello.
So to work in such a high intense job all the time where it's trauma after trauma after trauma, everybody is in desperate need, that affects us. Like we have PTSD, like for instance, PTSD, anxiety disorders. There are things that happen in our body. Like there's probation officers that I know right now who are the same age as me, who are healthy, fit, eat right, work out every day, and all of a sudden they're having back issues or stomach issues or vertigo. Like things are just coming up out of nowhere. All of this trauma and this stress is crazy. And people don't realize that it's very stressful. People aren't realizing like the stress that it comes with working this job. And then you have stress from your coworkers on top of that.
Man, and then you got a family, I hope.
And then you have a family that you got to support.
Wow.
So just getting up in the morning is a struggle for us a lot of times.
Yeah. So I read some of those comments, and the people could be very cruel, and mainly because that platform is designed by them.
Yes.
So, you know, our people don't read. We don't know nothing. You know, it was crazy because when I was reading it, I didn't even know you was African American. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I knew that you were fighting for the Black Lives Matter cause, but like there's white people in this culture, you know, in this community that do that too.
Yes,
so,
very well.
So of course that's why they kind of like they didn't want to put no limelight on it, because there's so much damages that you just exposed by having that situation happen. No one beats the county. High five, girl. So what you doing these days? Like, what's going on?
So these days, my first passion is teaching. I love teaching, and I love cosmetology. I love aesthetics and hair. Natural hair is my thing. And so working at Hammer and Nail, I was just here kind of coaching. It's one of my passions. I didn't want to lose it. I always want to learn. So I was working at Hammer and Nails for a while, and then an opportunity came about where an opportunity where I was just in the room, and they were like, "We should invest in one in LA. How much is it? What do I need to do?" And they made it plain, made it simple, and
there
now
you go.
I'm co-owner of.
Hey. Twice. I need two. I need two. Matter of fact, hey, we gotta get it. We gotta get her a drink. Cheers.
Right,
it's water. It's water. We good. We good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful thing because, like, normally when we beat the, you know, they give us something. We run the opposite way with it. You know what I'm saying? So I commend you, you know, for investing in your dreams.
Thank you.
That's huge. Beating the county, beating their back off, and then investing in your people and investing in your dreams. That's huge. I had to sit down with you. Once I read a couple things and seen a couple things, I said, this is perfect. This is what I want the people to hear.
Yes.
This is what this platform is designed for.
Yes.
Because you're what I call underserved and underprivileged, and you have a voice. You can't let people speak for you. We gotta give you an opportunity to speak for yourself.
Right.
Right. So I appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're
Thank
beautiful.
you.
I'm coming to Echo Park. I'll be there. I want to check you out. How can the people follow you if they want to get in touch with you?
You can follow me on social media. I am on Instagram mainly at Naturally Sophisticated.
Naturally Sophisticated. Okay.
And and Hammer and Nail. I'm always here.
PDX.
Yes. PDX Echo Park.
Hey, it's a beautiful day.
Yes. Yes, it is.
AnalyzeThisPDX.com, the website. That's the best way to get a hold of us. Stay tuned. Until next time, people, take care of yourself and each other. Let's go. Shit.